going to show you how I make my ice cream. It uses no sugar, it's sweetened with honey, or if you have maple syrup, you can also use that. It is super easy and super delicious. Right now I have Ina Garten's brownie pudding baking in my oven, and I obviously need that with some ice cream. Into a saucepan, I have my heavy cream and milk. I'll leave everything in the caption for you. Then I'm gonna go in with vanilla bean paste. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon. You can also use vanilla extract. I'm using wild honey. This is actually honey that my best friend's grandma makes. It's so yummy. Hello. I've also used maple syrup. It's good either way, or a little bit of both. Very good. I'm just gonna get this into the same pot. And lastly, for now, I'm gonna do 2 pinches of salt. And then we'll get this over to the stove. While that is starting to heat up, I'm gonna get my egg yolks. We're on the stove, so as everything starts to heat up, I'm just whisking everything to make sure it's nice and combined. Also forgot to mention you will need a thermometer. Like 120, that'll work. Now we're gonna go ahead and temper in our egg yolks. In my bowl of egg yolks, just make sure it's either a metal or glass bowl, and then I wrapped it with a damp kitchen towel just to hold it in place while I whisk. You're gonna whisk and slowly stream in your hot liquid. This brings your yolks up to the temperature of whatever you're gonna pour them into so that they don't cook. And then I just go ahead and stop there. I don't pour everything in there. Maybe that's wrong, but that's what I do. And then right back in there, and then it's gonna go back on the stove. Now that we have those eggs in there, we do wanna make sure we continue whisking just so that nothing sticks. Also, this whole time I've had this on a medium-high heat. It's on a 6 on my stove. All right, we've reached 170 degrees, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this off of my heat. And now through a fine mesh strainer, I'm just gonna strain this into a large bowl. It smells so good. I just love ice cream. I'm just going to get some plastic wrap over the surface. Oh my gosh, that has never ripped easily. This is going to hang out in the fridge until it is completely cold. Now that this is nice and cold, I'm gonna go ahead and get my ice cream churner all hooked up here to my KitchenAid. I have this exact one linked on my Amazon, but I'm just gonna get this poured into here. Make sure and scrape out everything. I'm just gonna stick the paddle in there and let it do its thing. Okay, it is nice and thick. It's like soft serve consistency now. I forgot to mention that this bowl is frozen. You do want to make sure it's in your freezer for at least 24 hours before you start to churn your ice cream, just so that it is completely frozen. Because I've rushed it before and the bowl ends up getting too warm and it never thickens up. So just keep that in mind. Get this into a little glass container. I have little cardboard, like pint size ice cream containers, but this will be a little bit quicker. I've had this in the freezer for a few hours just to help speed everything along because I'm very impatient. I'm gonna transfer this over. Go ahead and give it a taste test because if you're like me, you can't help yourself. You would never guess it doesn't have sugar in it. Obviously you'll taste honey a little bit. That's what you sweeten it with. Or if you're using maple syrup, it'll taste a little mapley, but it's genuinely delicious. And you can feel a little bit better about eating it too. Alrighty. I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit. Cool. Looks so pretty. You can see that vanilla bean in there. It's gonna be so delicious. I'm gonna get the lid on here and stick this in the freezer until it is solid. All right, my ice cream is perfectly set up. Let's go ahead and get this into a bowl. Oh my gosh, delicious.